Hey everyone, it's Matt Fox and I'm back with what you need to know about the markets in 5 minutes or less. Last week, the market started off sluggish, but two key news stories broke, which then pushed the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones to close at all-time highs. In this week's video, we'll cover the market returns, the chart of the week, which is oil, the two key news stories that helped push the markets higher, and lastly, we'll give you what you need to focus in on for the weeks ahead. Last week, it was nice to see the Nasdaq get back to its leading ways, up 2.6% for the week, and now up over 4.5% year to date. Also, as we were talking about the S&P 500, it closed over 4,000 for the first time in history, up 1.1% for the week and 7% year to date. Moving over to foreign and emerging, both were positive for the week. Foreign up 0.3% and emerging markets continuing to lead the way, up 0.91 for the week. The chart we're looking at this week is the chart of oil. And this chart goes back to 2018. And you can see the blue line on the chart is right around $65 a barrel. So we are back at levels that we've seen back in 2018 right now. Now we're looking at this chart not from a how it could impact the market standpoint. We're looking at this chart to just confirm some things about the economy. That the reinflation trade is still working, that the economy is reopening, and the economy is going to be remaining strong. And if we can hold at these key levels or even break above that $65 mark, then it will confirm the three things that we were just talking about. And also will show the demand for oil is continuing to pick up. Now there is one thing that could be impacting oil prices here in the near future, and that is the new infrastructure bill that is being presented right now that we'll be going over in the next segment. Last week's big news story was the infrastructure bill was finally presented. And one of the key components from that bill was the elimination of fossil fuel subsidies, which will likely have a huge impact on not only the energy sector, but the price of oil. Now, I don't know exactly how that's going to impact the market just yet, but we do know this administration has a huge focus in on clean energy. And the spending breakdown for this bill is about $620 billion towards fixing roads and bridges, $400 billion towards domestic manufacturing, another $400 billion to help care for the elderly, $300 billion towards housing, and an additional $200 billion towards expanding broadband and our electric grid, and lastly, $180 billion for research and development for green energy projects. Now, this bill is definitely going to be heavily criticized for how they're planning on paying for it, and that is raising the corporate tax from 21% back up to 28%, and also the multinational corporate tax from 13% up to 21%. Now, one of the indexes that benefited greatly from the tax cuts of 2017 was the Russell 2000 and small cap companies. So if we see this corporate tax rate increase, it could be a headwind for the small cap index. Another big news story from last week was the jobs numbers, and they blew out expectations for the month of March. The economy added over 900,000 new jobs versus the expected 675,000, as the vaccine rollout has given states the opportunity to reopen and lift their COVID restrictions. The economy continues to benefit from this. The thing that we're watching closely this week is the inflation report. And we're going to start to see if the government is going to start calculating and admitting that inflation is happening. Thanks for watching. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our channel. And if you're on Facebook, follow us there.